Hey guys, welcome to the farm. We're in the kitchen making pizza. I've got 2 cups of hot water here, just tap water from the sink, and I'm putting in a package of yeast. We want that to proof, so I'm going to mix it up to melt it down. And I'm also going to add a tablespoon of honey. Yeast loves sugar, so this will help it rise. This is raw honey here. So I'm going to add that in and be able to mix it up to melt that down as well. You don't want your water too hot to kill off the yeast, but just basically your hot tap water should be perfect. So that's 2 cups. And I'll put the recipe down below in the description. We're going to set that aside and get the dry ingredients ready, which is our flour and sea salt. Now I use organic whole grain spelt flour. Spelt flour is awesome. It is a water soluble grain, which that means that once you ingest spelt flour, it goes right to your cells. So it's water soluble, ready to use. So I use 2.5 cups, really 3 cups, but I'm going to save the other half for when I knead the spelt dough a little bit. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon. I know that seems a lot. It might not be a full tablespoon. It might be a little under that. This is how I cook. I'm basically throwing ingredients together, but I've made pizza crust for many, many years. So you'll be safe with a couple of teaspoons of sea salt. Let's preheat the oven to 425. And that'll be preheating while we finish up the rest. Okay, now it is proofed. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil, and we'll add this together. I realize as I'm filming that my KitchenAid gets in the way, but what you want to do is add your bread, it's your flat mixer on if you have a KitchenAid. If not, you really can mix this up by hand. It's not a big deal if you don't have a KitchenAid. So I realized you couldn't see very well, so I mixed it up, turned the camera off. Spelt flour does not like to be messed with. You will not have to knead it and mess with it like you do regular flour. So I basically turn it a few times and just to see it's mixed well. And I will need to add a little bit more flour here at some point. But see how I don't mess with it. I don't knead it on the counter. And oh, see, I need more flour here, so I go get a little bit more flour and add that in just to get it unstuck. There we go. That was my other half a cup. I didn't use all of it, but I'm doing 2 pans. These are stone pans. I have put on some olive oil on the pan, so I just brushed on olive oil, a thin coat of olive oil, and I'm going to spread this out. I would say it's going to rise, so it's probably a little under a half an inch, maybe a 1/4 inch of. But as you see, once I spread it out, I'm going to just make sure it's covering the pan, and then I just make kind of like a pie crust edging around it. I just find that it holds everything in a lot better. So unfortunately, I don't have my garden in right now. I would be putting all kinds of toppings on top of this pizza, but tonight it's just going to be spinach and a chicken sausage. So this is a pizza sauce I get at Target. It's an organic pizza sauce. Simply Balanced puts it out. If you don't have that, use what pizza sauce you have, but you can also use a tomato sauce and add garlic and onion powder and all those, salt and all those spices that you like in your pizza. And I grate my own mozzarella. Can't wait till I can make my own mozzarella with the goat milk. But this is a mozzarella as close to natural as you can get that I got at the store. Actually, my hubby picked it up. I don't get the kind that's already pre-grated because it has cellulose in it, and cellulose does not digest until it gets into the small intestines. That's why a lot of people can get stomach upset or pains in their stomach with a lot of the grated cheeses. for a number of reasons, but that's one of them. So here I am cutting up the organic spinach that I have, my last package that I have bought, because I have salad greens growing everywhere in the garden, including spinach. And so this will be my last spinach. All right, there's my 2 pans. I got a round pizza pan and a square. That's an Applegate chicken apple sausage that we cooked and cut up. And there it is all together. Let's see what it looks like. Once it gets out of the oven, about 20 minutes to start. My mistake in this, because we've already eaten our pizza, by the time I'm doing this voiceover, is that I should have switched them after the 20 minutes and put the square one on top and the round one on the bottom, but I didn't. So the square one was done a little better in the crust than the round pizza, but it was still so good.
Oh my gosh, that is so good. Looks so good.